Wouldn't it be fun to set up your own Squid game? But you don't have the funds of Epstein now, do you? Nor enough friends for that Mr. Beast mess. Instead of boring old friendos, wouldn't it be cool to play with bunch of interesting characters, such as Batman, JKF, and Genghis Khan? Participation is mandatory. Remember, all supernatural powers are disabled. Who do you think will win? Who are you cheering on? Host of this game known as Champ is Steve Harvey. He does indeed host anything you pay him for. Our Chinese friend DeepSeek serves as the game master. I followed his rulings, but a lot of editing and modification is needed for an entertaining and sensible final product. And of course, I made the original script for the game show. Well, look at this lineup. We got gangs, we got killers, Cape Crusaders, and somehow I'm the only one with a talk show. Welcome to Champ, the most dangerous game show on God's green earth. 20 of y'all entered, only one walks out, and that person leaves with $20 million, tax free. But I'ma tell you right now, this ain't no family food. If you are eliminated, you die. Real d***. No appeals. No audience vote. No survey says it's gonna save you. The rules are simple. Play the games. Survive. Behind each of these doors is a soundproof cell. You got 24 hours alone. No talking. No fighting, no funny business. Use that time to think real hard about what you are willing to do to survive. A test of will. I've survived worse. Focus. Well, I've been in tighter spots. A steamboat pilot learns patience. Reckon I'll compose a story in my head. Maybe about a fool who is forced to play a deadly game. No potions, no signs. Fist and luck. Meditate, wait, the path teaches patience. I've drifted the Pacific with a busted back and lived. This is just another PT boat, a game of influence. I have made a career of reading rooms. The victory will be mine. 24 hours with my thoughts? Well, that's a crowded party. Well, mama, this is a little different from Vegas. But they trained me in karate. Focus the mind. I can win this thing. Tarzan not like box. Tarzan wait. Then fight.
Би энэ торон байшинд дуугүй байж чадна. Гэхдээ гармагцаа дайснуудаа тарана.
Alright, players. The moment of truth. When I say green light, you move. When I say red light, you freeze. Any motion, twitch, stumble, even a heavy breath that moves your chest too much, and the snipers do the rest. Ready? Chaos erupts. Batman launches forward with explosive precision, covering 5 meters in a blur of controlled sprinting. Mulan darts after him, low and aerodynamic. D Roosevelt charges like a bull elk. JFK grits his teeth and limps forward, back seizing. But sheer will keeps him upright. Tarzan lopes on all fours, covering ground in great primal leaps. Genghis Khan moves with the fluid economy of a lifelong horseman. Not the fastest, but steady. Geralt, even without potions, moves with predatory grace, eyes locked on the finish line. Elvis, high on adrenaline, karate chops the air and scoots forward with a rockabilly shuffle. Mark Twain takes 2 dignified, long-legged strides. Notorious B.I.G. huffs heavily, moving in short bursts, sheer mass powering him forward. Franklin Roosevelt wheels his chair forward half a meter, arms straining, a valiant, heartbreaking effort. Red light! 20 figures snap into stillness. The silence is absolute. Deadpool, mid-stride, wobbles. His momentum tips him forward. Marilyn Monroe, already trembling, gasps audibly. Her shoulders shake. The Joker, frozen in a mocking bow, starts to giggle. His diaphragm convulses once. Harley Quinn shrieks internally, but holds her body rigid. A single tear slides down her cheek. She does not move. Green light. 17 players remain. Franklin Roosevelt, arms burning, wheels another desperate meter. He is so far behind now. Jeffrey Epstein, sleek and reptilian, walks with measured, careful steps, as if strolling to a private jet. Hank Williams, thin and frail, stumbles on the hem of his own trousers but catches himself. Tupac and Biggie move side by side, a surreal hip-hop cavalry. Michael Jackson glides forward with dancer's precision, almost ethereal. Elvis's chainmail clings faintly, his immense physical discipline keeping each movement controlled. Mark Twain fights enough to pace himself, pauses halfway to the line. Red light. Franklin Roosevelt, mid-push, has a wheel slide on a smear of Deadpool's blood. His wheelchair slewed sideways, a clear motion. Hank Williams sways, the liquor long drained from his system, leaving him shaky. He tilts. Jeffrey Epstein, already so close to finish line, falls. Elvis, motionless as a statue, watches from the corner of his eye and murmurs.
Mío Dios, esto no es campo de elite, es un matadero.
Green light. 14 left. The finish line is close now. Batman crosses first, a whisper of black silhouette. Mulan leaps over the line, landing in a defensive crouch. Teddy Roosevelt barrels across with a triumphant, high-pitched bully. The rest of the survivors soon follow. Well, folks, that is the end of red light, green light. We lost some heavy hitters today, but 14 of y'all still got a survival. Rest up. Tomorrow, y'all gotta vote. Potential champs get a chance to bond in their hangout space, reminiscent of an open campus. Somewhere in hell, a bureaucrat designed this room. No whiskey, no tobacco, and the company's a mixed bag at best. Nonsense, Clemens. In adversity we find character. I once ate a raw badger in the Dakota Badlands. This is luxury. Teddy, if you mention the Rough Riders one more time, I'm voting for myself.
Sonríes como lobo entre ovellas. En mi tiempo cazábamos a los lobos.
Хонд дэлхийг эзэлдэггүй. Би бол тэнгэрийн хилэн. Чи бол шоргоолч.
Alright, Piggy, we outnumbered by these founding father types and fairy tale warriors. We gotta move smart. Who we clipping? That Mongol dude is a whole genocidal maniac, but he ain't coming for us first. The president though? Kennedy's got that smooth talk. Roosevelt's got that speak softly and carry a big stick energy. I say we split the vote. Make sure one of them gets his heat. I feel that. I'm going Kennedy. He symbolizes the system. You go Teddy. We stay alive. We reconnect. Mike, I gotta tell you. I saw you gliding across that line like you was walking on air. That was some special. You are a fighter. Thank you, Elvis. I'm just trying not to think about the people we lost. Who do you think we should vote for? Well, that Genghis Khan. He's got a whole lot of blood on his hands. I figure a man like that doesn't stop killing. I reckon we vote him out. We all breathe easier. You two talking about voting? You know who's really to blame? The bat. He always lets the good ones die. Always. Mr. J is gone, cause Batman didn't do nothing. I'm voting for that pointy-eared creep. Alright, survivors. Bonding time's over. Y'all know the rules. You each got one vote. Vote for who you want to eliminate. The two with the most votes get the job, and their deaths will be memorable. Batman strides into the booth. His cowled gaze scans the faces on the screen. His gloved finger taps Genghis Khan, mass murderer, tactical genius, too dangerous to live alive in a game like this. Genghis, you are a fascinating historical footnote, but I prefer my history on paper, not standing next to me with bloodlust in his eyes. Khan. Too many innocents, too much ambition. Better this way. The man's a scourge. Bully for justice. A clear and present danger. For the safety of all, he must go. For every village you burned, for every ancestor you dishonored. Lord, forgive me. But Genghis Khan is a bad, bad man. Gotta be him. I'm sorry. I don't want to hurt anyone, but he is too much. Khan reeks of death. Tarzan votes death.
Por Santiago y por la cruz, Genghis Khan. Dios me perdone por lo que aquí hacemos.
You didn't save him, bats. You never saved the clowns. This one's for my pudding.
Цүүдрийн хүн тэр залтай зал мих алдаг тэр төрүүлж үхэн.
The face of the empire. You built the world that buried my people. This for us. Speak softly. No, I speak loud. Big stick ain't bigger than Biggie. Well, you really came to a consensus. Here's the count. Genghis Khan, 10 votes. Batman, 2 votes. JFK, 1 vote. Teddy Roosevelt, 1 vote. Genghis Khan and Batman, you two have been eliminated. And now, as promised, your executions. Brutal, ironic. Let's give him a show. The floor opens beneath Genghis Khan. He drops into a circular stone pit, ancient and dust-choked. Mechanical horses, lifelike automatons with steel-shod hooves, circle him on a hidden track. A horn sounds deep and mournful. The horses charge. They trample him in a relentless grinding circle, hooves pulping bone and armor. His screams echo in Middle Mongolian, curses to the Tengri, the sky he cannot see. Batman is escorted to a narrow brick alleyway, slick with artificial rain. A flickering street lamp passes overhead. This is Crime Alley, recreated in obscene detail. Batman is forced to his knees. A guard in a generic mucker's mask steps behind him, revolver raised. The Dark Knight's eyes, for the first time, betray a flicker of something human. Fear. He whispers, barely audible. Not like this. Welcome to day 4, y'all. Tug of war. Simple enough for a Sunday picnic, deadly enough for a funeral. Teams of 3, chosen at random. You pull, they fall. Losing team takes a one-way trip to the spike pit. Now let's see those matchup. Match 1. The platforms slide into position. Team 1 takes the left. I've led a torpedo boat through Japanese waters. I can hold a rope. Don't pull with your back, Kennedy. Let your weight do the work. We got this. Tarzan strong. Tarzan pull. Team 2 arranges themselves. Alright fellas, we are about to earn our blue sooty shoes. Just hold on, y'all. One shot, one pull. We got the weight. We got the wheel. Big, you're the rock. Elvis, dig in. Let's suck the world. If I'm going out pulling. Let's get this money, my pull. The rope snaps taut. For one heartbeat, there's equilibrium. Then Tarzan's arms cord like tree roots, veins pulsing. He surges backwards with a guttural jungle shriek. Geralt adds measured, inexorable force, a hydraulic press of mutant muscle. JFK screams through a clenched teeth, face crimson, legs shaking but feet planted. Team 2 digs in heroically. Biggie's mass anchors them, heels grinding into the platform. Tupac's dancer legs drive backward, sinew standing out on his neck. Elvis roars something about Jesus, biceps straining against his sequined sleeves. It's not enough. The rope starts sliding. Team 2's feet skid on the synthetic surface. Biggie's left heel slips. Tupac stumbles. Elvis is dragged to one knee. With a final, savage heave, Team 1 yanks Team 2 off their platform. The 3-men tumble into the void. Elvis spins mid-air, reaching for the sky. A final, thank you very much. Tupac throws up a West Side sign, eyes blazing defiance until the spikes follow him. Notorious B.I.G. closes his eyes, a peaceful half-smile crossing his face as the metal teeth meet him. Match 2. Team 3 looks visibly overmatched. Well, I always fancied I'd die in bed, full of years and bourbon, not on the end of a rope with the king of pop. We can do this! We have to! Think of the children! We can't give up! Ancestors, give us strength. Pull with everything. Honor demands nothing less. Team 4 takes their positions with palpable confidence. El Cid, we charge like we are taking San Juan Hill. Bully!
Por Castiela, yo he tirado de cuerdas de cerco sarraceno. Non seré vencido por un danzador e un escribano.
Look at the little guys. I almost feel bad. Almost. Nah, let's dump them, boys. The rope goes instantly taut. Teddy's arms, thick as hams, lock into place. He leans back with the full momentum of a charging bison. El Cid, legs like oak trunks, pulls with discipline of 1,000 battles. Harley scrambles like a spider. Her acrobat's grip surprisingly tenacious, teeth bared in a mad grin. Team 3 tries. Mulan digs deep, every sinew in her slender warrior's frame shrieking with effort. Michael Jackson's dancer's feet slide, his lean body whipping like a branch in a hurricane. Mark Twain, face purple. His grip fails first. The rope rips through his palms. Michael is jerked forward, losing his footing entirely. Mulan, abandoned, refuses to let go. She holds for one defiant, glorious second, then tumbles after them. Team 3 plummets. Michael Jackson moonwalks on air one last time. Mulan falls with her back straight, eyes on the distant ceiling, undefeated in spirit. Mark Twain spurts out one last liner. The reports of my strength are greatly exaggerated. 6 left. Tomorrow we would have a vote, but y'all are an even number now, so the vote is skipped. Rest up, you are gonna need it for Lethal Chess. Welcome to Lethal Chess. 3 matches, 1 game per pair. Standard rules. 5-minute blitz. Losers put 3 tracks into the furnace. Let's get started. The 2 men enter their glass boots, sealing with a hiss. Tarzan sniffs the air, crouching, bewildered by the tiny carved pieces. El Cid crosses himself, then settles onto the stool with the calm of a man who besieges Valencia. Little men, horses, towers. Tarzan does not understand. In jungle, fight with hands, not wood. He grabs a pawn and throws it across the board, knocking over El Cid's king. The automated arbiter pings. Illegal move. Penalty. The clock keeps ticking. Tarzan growls, swipes more pieces in frustration.
Esta non es tu lisa, omne salvaje. Mucho me pesa.
El Cid calmly replaces the pieces, makes standard opening moves. Tarzan, after a minute, manages to push a pawn to e5, copying what he saw. But El Cid's knights and bishops weave a net. Within 2 minutes, Tarzan's king is trapped in a scholar-made variation that El Cid executes with medieval precision. Checkmate. Tarzan bares his teeth, pounds the glass 1, then stands tall. He does not beg. The boot lurches, retracting into the roaring furnace below. Flames engulf the glass. For a moment, the lord of the jungle's silhouette stands defiant, then is gone. Geralt cracks his neck, cat eye scanning the board with predatory focus. JFK adjusts his tie, a ghost of a smile playing on his lips, his back dropping but his mind diamond sharp. I used to gwent. This, slower, but a fight's a fight. Every move is a vote, Geralt, and I have won more than my share of elections. The opening is cautious. Geralt develops knights, probing. JFK responds with a solid King's Indian defense. Patient. The clock ticks. Geralt sacrifices a pawn for a tempo, a witcher's gambit. And JFK accepts, his eyes narrowing. Mid-game. Pieces clatter. Geralt's aggression grows, a silver sword hacking through the center. JFK, calm as the Cuban Missile Crisis, deflects each thrust, trading down, simplifying. The board empties, rooks come off, then queens. Endgame. Geralt has a knight and 3 pawns. JFK, a bishop and 4 pawns. The Fitzer's pro furrows. He's thinking 6 moves ahead, but JFK's decades of political chess have taught him patience. He nudges a pawn forward, a slow, inexorable march. Geralt's flag begins to blink. 30 seconds left. He moves faster, a blur. JFK still has a minute. The Witcher blunders, a knight fork missed. JFK's bishop slides across the board, snatching the knight and exposing a passed pawn. Checkmate in 2, Geralt tips his king over before the final move. The boot retracts. The white wolf does not flinch as the flames swallow him. Silver hair catching the orange glow like a sunset over Queer Morhen. Daddy enters his boot like he's charging up Kettle Hill, slapping his thighs. Harley cartwheels into hers, pigtails bouncing, still humming a broken lullaby. Ooh, I get the first move. That means I get to start the trouble. Ready, Teddy Bear? I play chess with Mr. J all the time. He always cheated. Madam, I have wrestled bears and busted trusts. A chessboard holds no terror for me. Bully! Harley opens with e4, but then her second move is a bizarre, premature queen sortie. A classic amateur mistake. Teddy's eyebrows shoot up. He develops a knight, attacking the queen, forcing her to retreat. Harley giggles, dancing her pieces around, but she's losing tempo with every gay precise move. Mid-game, Teddy's position solidifies, a Rough Rider phalanx. He sacrifices a bishop for 2 pawns near her king, a calculated risk. Harley's eyes dart wildly. Her maniac energy starts fracturing her focus. No, where's the funny part? This isn't funny anymore. Red, his pieces are all organized. This is boring. She shoves a knight into a trap. Teddy captures it. Harley's clock dips under 1 minute. She moves frantically, leaving her king exposed. Teddy's remaining rook and queen close in like pincers. Harley's king is chased into the corner. Speak softly and carry a big checkmate. Well, a deal's a deal. Tell my pudding I'm coming home. The boot drops. Harley Quinn somersaults as the fire claims her. One last acrobatic flourish in the heart of the inferno. 3 survivors remain. Day 7. Last royale. 1 weapon. 1 arena. 1 winner. A Knight of Castile, a Harvard patrician with a broken spine, and a bull moose who charged up San Juan Hill. Only one will see the sun again. The sun-baked hills of Vivar, the castle where he wed Jimena. Her face, framed by a mantilla, eyes welling as he mounts Babieca before exile. Rodrigo, she whispers. Return with honor. He rides out, pennant snapping, a knight wronged but unbowed. He remembers his oath to fight until God calls him. He's in the Dakota Badlands, the air sharp with sage. A younger Teddy, spectacles fogged by his own breath, wrestles a golf to the ground, muscles screaming. Alice's voice echoes. Theodore, the world is a dangerous place. Keep your powder dry. Later, San Juan Hill, bullets hissing, his Rough Riders charging behind him. He learned that day that the man who hesitates dies. Darkness, salt spray, the slick deck of PT-109. The Japanese destroyer Amagiri splits the night, a wall of black steel. Impact, fire. He's in the water, tracking a wounded crewman by the life vest trap, his ruined back screaming. We are getting home, all of us.
Cold. So very, very cold.
Jackie's voice, soft as candlelight. Come home, Jack. The children need you. Caroline's laugh. John John's tiny salute. He will not let his son's last image be a coffin. He will return. 3 men, 1 M72 LOW per man, 5 rockets apiece. The last breathing wins $20 million. Gentlemen, give him hell. A 30-second countdown begins. During this pause, the 3 men retreat to cover, and without knowing it, each drift into a private reverie. The countdown hits 0. El Cid raises his launcher like a mace and charges, bellowing.
Santiago y Sierra España.
He intends to bludgeon his foes. He has not extended the tube to arm it. JFK, crouched behind a burned-out Jeep, watches the knight sprint across open ground. With practiced paint motions, he pulls the safety pin, extends the inner tube until it locks, flips off the sights, and settles the launcher on his shoulder. His back shrieks, but his hands are steady. "Forgive me, Rodrigo. You are 1,000 years too late." He fires. The rocket streaks with a shriek, trailing smoke. It strikes Elsid's center mass. The knight and his chainmail vaporize in a thunderclap of fire and shrapnel. A crater smokes where a legend stood. Teddy, witnessing the explosion from behind a concrete barricade, lets out a wild, high-pitched laugh. He fumbles with his own launcher, extending the tube with a grunt of triumph, then squawks at the trigger mechanism. He has fired rifles. This is a cannon in his hands. "By Jove, that's hell of a noise. Kennedy, you and I then. Fellow President, let's settle this like men." JFK does not answer. He's already reloading, jamming a fresh rocket into the rear of the tube with shaking fingers, the clock in his head ticking. Teddy fires his first rocket. It sails wide, detonating against a rusted car husk 20 feet from JFK. The shockwave rattles Kennedy's teeth, but he stays low, completing his reload. He clambers to a new position, tracking his bad leg, every step a crucifixion. Ha! A warning shot. "Come out, Harvard!" JFK pops up, launcher leveled. He fires. Teddy dives behind a collapsing wall. The rocket hits the barrier and erupts, pulverizing concrete. Teddy is hurled sideways, spectacles askew, blood sheeting from gas on his forehead. But the old Rough Rider is still moving. Both men reload. The arena is filling with smoke and debris. Teddy, half blind and bleeding, decides on a pull moose charge. He tucks the reloaded launcher under his arm like a lance and sprints towards JFK's position, howling. JFK rises, backlocking mid-motion, and fires without fully aiming. The rocket clips Teddy's shoulder and detonates against the ground behind him. The blast hurls the bull moose into the air. He lands in a heap, legs at an unnatural angle, but still, impossibly, he stirs. "The credit belongs to the man in the arena." He fumbles for his launcher, trying to raise it. JFK, face streaked with soot and tears, stands over him at 20 paces. His third rocket is loaded. His hands are trembling. "Goodbye, Theodore. You were the best of us." He fires, the rocket hits. JFK drops the launcher. It clatters on the scorched earth. He sways, pain cresting over the adrenaline, and sinks to his knees. Steel walls begin to rise, revealing a bright white corridor and, at its end, sunlight. "John Fitzgerald Kennedy, you just won $20 million. And more importantly, your life. Walk toward the light, Mr. President. You've earned it." JFK limps down the corridor, one hand trailing along the wall for support. The sunlight at the end grows, warm and golden. The roar of a crowd greets him. He steps out into a green field under a blue sky, the arena's sterile horror already fading behind a closing door. He turns his face to the sun, closes his eyes, and thinks of Jackie, of Caroline's small hand in his, of a wooden sailboat on Nantucket Sound. Survey says, that's the man. More than me. Nah, quick analysis from our expert floating head, Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil here, straight talk, no soft pedaling. Dr. Phil here, straight talk, no soft pedaling. Why JFK won? Because the man played the long game. Bad back, additions, pain that would have folded most men. And he still put the last rocket where it counted. That's not luck. That's a man who had already stared down death on a burning deck in 1943 and decided he wasn't going home in a box. In a game that stripped away every supernatural edge, the guy with the 20th century combat brain and the absolute refusal to quit, walked out with the 20 million. Who overperformed? Harley Quinn. She lost her pudding in the first game, spent the next day shopping and giggling in the same breath, and still made it all the way to the final 6. She cartwheeled across the finish line in red light, green light, voted Batman out, survived the tug of war, and only went out because she finally met someone, Teddy, whose disciplined aggression matched her chaos. Most people in her spot would have folded the second the Joker dropped. She kept fighting. Who underperformed? Batman. Peak human conditioning, decades of tactical training, the world's greatest detective. 10 votes on the Khan, 2 on the Bat, and suddenly the Dark Knight is dying in a recreation of Crime Alley. That's not just underperformance, that's a complete failure to manage the social game. He read the physical threats perfectly and completely missed the human ones. What was the most memorable moment? The Crime Alley execution of Batman. They didn't just shoot him, they rebuilt the exact alley where his parents died, put him on his knees under that flickering street lamp, and had a mucker put 2 in him. That's the moment the show stopped being a game and became pure psychological horror. Everything else, Genghis getting trampled by mechanical horses, FDR dying in his wheelchair, the tug of war spikes, was brutal. But this, it was personal. It stuck. It hurt. Who should be acquired for the next season? 3 names. John Wick. The man turns every room into a tactical problem, and watching him try to survive without a pencil would be pure cinema. Ellen Ripley. Cool under alien fire. Zero nonsense. And she'd stare you down, Steve, without blinking. Miyamoto Musashi. The greatest swordman who ever lived, dropped into this game of chaos. Either he adapts and becomes unstoppable, or he dies trying. Who do you think should be acquired for the next edition of Champ?